Good morning. Welcome to Wednesday Wake Up. A little bit later than I originally planned, but had some issues to deal with this morning. Better late than never. But Wednesday Wake Up, and I was thinking this morning when I woke up, I was thinking about how often I hear people talking about, the response they get when they tell colleagues, friends that they're trading, that they're forex trading, and the perceptions that they get, the judgments they get as a result of them trading. And I know it's uncomfortable. I know it's like I know a lot of people won't tell family and friends that that they're trading. And I just wanted to talk a bit about that today and say that it's okay to go against the grain. It really is. It's okay to go against the grain. It's okay to be different, because I remember I had a coaching session with a long time ago now with a guy called Raymond Aaron, and pretty awesome guy. He's a Canadian guy. And I had a coaching session with him, and I remember him saying to me, when I was struggling with a similar sort of issue, because the way I think, what I wanted to do was different, and it was somewhat against the grain. It wasn't trading as such, but what I wanted to do was create a body of work around celebrating our challenges, which is quite opposite to what people normally think, because the norm is that we suffer through our challenges, we survive our challenges, and all of that. Whereas I wanted to go against the grain and look at it from a different perspective and celebrate our challenges. And so much so that I actually created International Day to Celebrate Your Challenges, which was on the 24th of November. And it was a massive success. And I put that down to that session I had with Raymond Aaron, that coaching session, where he said to me, he said, you're not born to fit in, you're born to stand out. There's everything wrong with being in the sea of sameness, but nothing wrong with being ahead of the pack, and there's no shame in that. There's no shame in standing out. Who wants to be in the sea of sameness? Who wants to be one of the many? Seriously, we are born to stand out. We're not born to be in the sea of sameness. And when he said that to me, yes, it like gave me permission to explore and be different, to be who I am, and all that. So much so that I did write the book with Brian Tracy many years ago. I just thought about it this morning. I've totally forgotten about it. But many years ago, I wrote this book with Brian Tracy, famous Brian Tracy, Against the Grain. It is okay to go against the grain. It is okay to be different. It's okay to not be one of the many. It seriously is. And when I had that session with Raymond Aaron all those years ago, and when he said to me, listen, Jules, you've got two choices. You can stand out from the crowd, carve your own path, be unique, leave a legacy, or you can stay it safe, be in the sea of sameness, and be accepted by one and all, and live a half life, and live and survive this life. Your choice is yours. It's literally a choice that you make. And I think traders, they want that choice of carving out their own legacy, and it takes courage to do that. It goes against the grain. It takes courage to step out and do something like that. And it's okay that people around you don't understand that. It's okay that people around you don't relate to that. Be comfortable with that. Remind yourself that you're carving out your own pathway. You're carving out your own life. You're carving out your own unique path in life, the one that you were born to live. No, that is the route to a life of fulfillment, to where you could reach your potential, living to the fullest extent of your potential, not just reach your potential, but actually living to the fullest extent of your potential. It's on that path. It's not ever going to happen in the sea of sameness. It is not ever going to happen when you don't stand out. If you want to live a life where you don't stand out, you are in the sea of sameness, well, trading is not for you. Trading is, if you really want to get into trading, if you want to put your heart and soul into trading, if you want to put your heart and soul into wealth building, serious about wealth building, you are going to stand out. So learn to be comfortable with that. Don't be afraid of it. Embrace it. Because in that, knowing when you are, let's put it this way, when you see yourself, or when you are getting sort of attitude, comments, people trying to get you to pull you back, pull you down, that is your signal. That is your alert to say, hell, I'm on the right path. Because if you don't have that is, you are living in the sea of sameness. You are locking down your potential. You are stifling yourself. So be okay with attracting into your life, situations where people are not going to understand why or who you are. Challenge people who are going to challenge you. Who do you think you are? Or you're mad, or you're just gambling, or you'll never make it. Stuff them. When you hear that, let that rather be a sign to you that you are on the right path, that you are doing what it is you were born to do, that you are stepping out of the sea of sameness. You will not accept that handbrake lifestyle, that you are going to be unique, you're going to be noticed, you are going to be a person of legacy, and you're going to go against the grain. And that is perfectly fine. The important part, and this is the critical element, the important part is you need to be okay with that. The greater to the extent that you will be okay with it, the greater the extent that you will step out of the sea of sameness, and you will start living every single day to the fullest expression of your potential, to the fullest extent of your potential. And the more in which you're getting outside people trying to snap at your heels, the more you know that you're on the right path. So let that be a sign to you. Let that be a signal to you. Let that be a comfort to you rather than a challenge to you. That's why I say celebrate your challenges, because it's the challenges as the universe's way to nudge you onto the right path. If you didn't have that challenge, if you didn't have people snapping at your heels, like hyenas snapping at the heels of lions, if you didn't have that, how on earth would you know so clearly every single day that you are stepping out of that sea of sameness and you are living your life of legacy? Makes sense. The more you have it, the better. Embrace it. Celebrate it. Don't succumb to it. Don't be worried about it. Don't fret about it. Don't try and make it better. Don't try and change it. Don't try and convince people that you know what you're doing and try and get them on your wavelength. Don't waste your energy. Your life is your life. The journey that you've got to take is yours and yours alone. People can either join you or they're left behind. It's their choice. It's not yours. Don't worry about it. And that includes family. One of those things, it includes families. There's a very dear friend of mine once said to me, and I take it very closely to heart, is that you can choose your friends, but you don't choose your family. You can love them and all that, but you don't necessarily have to agree with them, and they don't have to agree with you, and that's okay. You have to be able to live with yourself. And one of my favorite mantras in life is I'd rather have the whole world against me than my own soul. And the moment I became okay with that The moment I embraced that concept was the moment that I committed to being okay with going against the grain, because I'd rather have my own soul I'd rather have the whole world against me than my own soul. Having your own soul against you to try and fit in with everyone else, that's the definition of hell. This afterlife thing we don't know a thing about, but I can tell you hell on earth is going against your own soul in order to fit in with everybody else. Okay, you have one life to live it to the fullest extent of your potential. Step into that. Get out of the sea of sameness. Be okay with attracting in challenges from people around you who don't understand you, who don't understand what the journey is that you are on. It's not their job to, and it's not your job to try and convince them. Your job is to stay the course, do what's in your heart and soul, stay true to yourself, live congruently with your values, and live focused on the purpose that you are here to live, and live out the vision that you have in your heart that you would love to be, do, and have in this life. It's okay to go against the grain. I wrote the book on it with Brian Tracy. So as we go forward, as you go into forward from now on, if anyone does not understand what you are doing, why you're trading, why you're focused on wealth building, and why you're focused on living and being and having everything that your heart desires, it's okay, because the greater extent you've got that noise around you, you know you're on the right path. Okay, so hopefully that would help you today, because I know there's a lot of people who, and especially traders, who get a lot of shit from people around them saying they're just gambling or they're going to lose or whatever it is. That's fine. Leave them to it. Be okay with it. I know it hurts. I know it's uncomfortable. But guess what? As soon as you start embracing it, as soon as you start understanding and seeing that actual fact, the more that you have around you, the more you know you're standing out, the more in which you are actually standing in your power, the more you know that you're actually living to the fullest extent of your potential, and you are no handbrake on. You are that person. You own it. You take it and embrace the challenges. Celebrate the challenges that come with it, because that's where the real fulfillment, that's where joy and fulfillment will come from in your heart and soul. Okay, we're not here to drown in the sea of sameness. We're here to stand out. Okay, have a fantastic day, guys. Thank you so much for joining me.